I want to share with you some of the things you may feel when your hormones are out of balance. One, constantly tired. Definitely hormones affect our sleep in a variety of ways. And so as we may have hot flashes, we may have broken sleep, we may have night sweats, too much or too little hormones can cause sleep imbalances. If we get sleep covered, we can exercise better, we feel better about ourselves, our mood improves, digestion improves, metabolism improves. Sleep is essential. Yeah, we're always chasing that high and low of cortisol, and we never really get to the root of the problem if we're continuing to take the energy drinks and coffee throughout the day. So hormone balance, and then less of the chasing the highs and lows of energy drinks. I think it's amazing how only in a few short days, sometimes a few short nights on hormone replacement therapy, the sleep is one of the first things that I hear. Oh my gosh, I haven't slept this well in years. 2, brain fog and struggles to focus. So brain fog is a funny word. So everybody knows when they're not as sharp, maybe they didn't sleep well, but truly having brain fog every day is a hormonal imbalance. So they want to think of something, they can't recall it, or they just feel jumbled in their brain. They don't want to get something started because they feel like they're not as sharp. Brain fog is compounded with other hormonal imbalances. You know, if you don't sleep because your hormones are out of whack, your thyroid doesn't work, causes poor sleep. And so, you know, it's not just as simple as saying, I have brain fog. 3, self-confidence, stress, and depression. So gaining weight, not able to lose weight, changing of the location of weight where you've never had sort of midsection weight before. We can lose confidence in ourselves. Not sleeping well, not being as sharp, not being able to make a performance at work. Our relationships, you know, we can't overlook the idea that potentially sexual things may come up, not loss of libido, vaginal dryness, might not want to be intimate, can cause lack of self-confidence and fear that it's going to affect our relationships and our job. You know, the hardest part is feeling like you have to take care of all these issues by yourself, which causes added stress as to, well, I think I have to feel this way, I have to overcome some of these symptoms every day. And so added onto that, lack of self-esteem, frustration, and then apathy, like I think I'm just going to have to be this way. With hormone replacement, even in a short period, patients notice an improvement in their confidence, sleeping, energy, dealing with stressful situations, dealing with intimate relationship issues, and therefore their partners and the people in their life respond differently to them. And so it's always been sort of a win-win in my practice. I've just seen that for irritability. So I have my general, you know, I've looked at a lot of blood work and I've seen a lot of patients. So this is my opinion that testosterone deficiency definitely affects women's irritability. So not having testosterone makes you irritable. So treating patients with testosterone improves women's ability to handle stress. Relationships improve with hormone balance from your coworkers, your family, your intimate partners, having the ability to handle stress better, sleeping better, having, you know, a better self-body image through some of the changes that occur even in months rather than years on hormone replacement. We don't dismiss hormone balance, and we don't just dismiss that this is just the way you have to feel. 5, weight gain. So many factors affect our weight, so many different hormonal imbalances. It can be starting even before we go to menopause, something we call perimenopause in women. So the declining estrogen, declining progesterone, declining testosterone, declining thyroid, how this affects our cortisol, how our sleep affects our cortisol, and that's not even touching on the whole side of sugars and the pancreas, and so many factors affect our weight. Simply speaking, midsection weight gain is cortisol driven. It also can be just how we are stabilizing our fat just in case we are going to be under stress. So it's where we can mobilize the fat faster. That's a simple way to say that it's from stress. It's interesting why our body seems to change. We are losing hormones. So in other ways, we're getting older and we're creating some imbalances and actually deficiencies of hormones. That's why our body changes. Despite all that you may have done in the past that's worked for you, now your body is becoming deficient in hormones or losing some hormones, and therefore you can try all the same patterns, but you may not be able to lose weight. Weight loss is very difficult if our body is no longer functioning with the same levels of hormones as it did in our 20s, 30s, or even 40s. So we are taking natural approaches, but we necessarily need to look at blood work and potentially medications, hormones, to bring us back to a place where we can lose weight or change our metabolism. Your metabolism, the way that your body, keeps its caloric intake to expenditure, I mean, that's very complicated. If you think about it, it's what's your number of calories that your body needs to run on, and how much are you taking in and how much are you expending. So if your metabolism is going to change, we simply think, okay, we'll just cut back on calories. But unfortunately, if our hormones are out of balance, that number is changing and can get worse even though we're cutting back on our calories. You can definitely try, and you should try on your own, nutritionally speaking. However, don't let anyone tell you that everything's normal range in your blood work and you should be able to lose weight. I mean, it can be very demoralizing to feel like you've done everything in your part, but no one's looked at your blood work a certain way and they're missing a piece of the puzzle that your hormones need to be balanced. 6, dry, damaged skin. So hormones affect our collagen, our elastin production. They also affect our sweat glands, our sebaceous glands, which make oils in our skin. So as we're losing hormones, becoming deficient in hormones, our skin can get dry, dull. We can have hair loss. We can have hair growth in certain areas where we didn't have growth before. So skin and hair, nails, all affected by deficiencies. Where we live here in Las Vegas, our skin is affected by the heat and we don't have much humidity. So hormone imbalance plus our climate leads to even more visible changes of menopause and perimenopause. I think all of us, myself included, have seen these fine lines creeping up around our mouth, around our eyes, more loss of volume in our face. Certainly the collagen and the elastin that we lose some of as menopause is beginning. We also lose fat in our face. And so obviously signs of menopause in the face can be very notable, but they also treatable as well. Many people have tried topical different types of creams and don't realize that their skin is actually not responding because it's a hormonal imbalance. And luckily you can actually find creams, and we can address this in my practice, actually putting hormones into these facial creams to improve the symptoms of menopause on the skin. It's always been my passion to do skin as well, so that's why I've always had a medically aesthetic practice as well. 7, hair thinning and loss. Hair loss and thinning is common in women and men as we age. Women spend a lot of time and money thinking about their hair, and oftentimes they put things on their scalp or they take pills, supplements, and really they need to have their blood work looked at and their hormones balanced. 8, hot flashes. The classic is that women are going to have these hot flash moments coming out of nowhere, sweating, hands sweating, body sweating, face sweating, and it's going to interrupt their day-to-day functions, and it can be treated with hormones. Night sweat, same thing. All of a sudden you wake up, throw the covers off, and you're sweating, and you think, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through a night without knowing if I'm going to wake up sweating and have to change my clothes, change the sheets. Often told it's just going to go away. You'll get through these night sweats, but hormone balancing treatments are essential. Yeah, a lot of things are compounding. If you're not sleeping, your focus can be off. If you have a hot flash and you're in the middle of a presentation or work, you're going to be thrown off. So it's compounding upon compounding. 9, body aches. Body aches is one of the things that we think is just aging, but hormone imbalance typically does create aches and pains and more profound pain just in general when our testosterone is low. And frozen shoulder, people have heard about, all of a sudden you wake up, you can't use your shoulder, you didn't injure it, has been incredibly linked to a loss of estrogen. And treatment with estrogen can make the frozen shoulder go away. 10, lack of libido. Loss of libido is an interesting thing in women. It can be, definitely stress related, poor sleep, body image, but then also down to actually the physical changes that occur, such as vaginal dryness, thinning of the vaginal lining, pain during intercourse, and that leads to more self-conscious feeling, lack of desire. So it's multifaceted, and it's something that you have to be comfortable to talk to your doctor about. And in my practice, we talk openly, and interestingly enough, the hormones can change the patient's feeling about themselves in actually months and rather than years. And so it's very much one of the first things that people come back and say, I cannot believe that I've actually seen an improvement in my libido. It was something I thought was gone for the rest of my life, or the pain was going to be there and I just have to endure that. And so within even like a few months, it's like a game changer. And I'm happy to say that lots of the significant others are back here saying, I can't believe how much you've changed my life and saved my marriage. And yeah, it's all the good stuff. So if you've been embarrassed to talk about those intimate subjects with your doctor, you can call us 702-228-0491. We'll address these hormone imbalances. We'll address these common side effects of going into menopause and how they can have a toll on your relationship. And there is a solution for you.